you made a record, man, that would eventually cause a fucking uproar in, you know, the National Basketball Association and the fucking world. You know what I'm saying? You produced this record, and the record is called 40 Bars. Now, what I wanted to ask you first was, who wrote that fucking record? Did Bubba Chuck, did Allen Iverson write that record? Because
and he wrote his own. He wrote his own damn rhyme.
Okay, so let's get that clear. Chuck wrote that shit. All right. Now, the noise that this shit made. Now, how did that affect you, man? How were you feeling when this shit leaked out? Because it never got officially released. So I gotta call it a leak. What was going through your head? You know what I'm saying at this time?
Well, radio stations had a copy. They was playing it on the radio. That wasn't a leak. Those were promotional copies that went out.
Okay.
So it was unofficially released.
Unofficial. Okay, that's a better term.
It never was.
Label.
Yeah, the white label. It was never for sale, but DJs and radio stations had a copy of it. Now I don't know how far it went because they pulled it back before they really got in a full-fledged promo. But I know they played
after the
it,
Rolling Stone interview.
Yeah, but they was playing it here, and they played it in Philly. I don't know if they played it in New York or not. Yeah,
that shit was everywhere, man.
In New York, they white labeled it to Virginia, DC, Philly, and New York.
Yeah. So I mean, it felt good to hear the shit on the radio. It felt like we was getting somewhere. You know what I'm saying? We was still like, you know, got work to do, but it felt when I heard that shit on the radio, it just kind of felt like the hard work was paying off, and you know, whatever we was gonna do was right around the corner. We just had to keep pushing. So that's how I felt when I heard the shit.
Now, did any other artists, you know what I mean, that we might not know about reach out to you after that record came out as far as industry-wise?
I mean, nobody really reached out, you know what I'm saying? I know that when I went to go mix the record down at Soundtrack, the Neptunes, Pharrell and them, they was in there, they was in another room. And I had to, well, they was in the lobby, but they was recording or mixing in another room. And I went through the room and I just heard somebody say, "What's up, Plex?" And I turned around, it's Pharrell. And I don't even remember meeting him before that. Now I had met Chad before, but I hadn't met Pharrell. But it was Pharrell that was talking to me.
How did your life change after, you know what I'm saying, or did it? After that 40 bar shit came out?
I mean, it didn't really change. I had a little bit of bread, you know what I'm saying? It won't really change it for much, you know. Running around with Chuck was a change, you know what I'm saying? But
right.
That wasn't supposed to be the purpose. We were supposed to be working on music, but you know, niggas get caught up in the matrix, and it is what it is.
Right.
But you know, I can't say you know, like I said, I got a little bit of bread to work on it. I got a little bit of bread after that from the label, and then I had to get some other bread after that on some other shit that I don't even want to talk about. But
so let me ask you.
That was old to me.
Let me ask you this. So being that it was never officially released for sale, so there's no residual income from that as far as publishing goes? None of that?
Nah, because it was never officially released.
Right. You
know what I'm saying? And they there was a commercial with 40 bars in it, but they stopped running it. You know what I'm saying? So, because that's another story.
I remember that commercial too, because Ian Robb was in that commercial. That was
it was basically like the 40 bars video. It was like a video.
Yeah.
That was actually the first time that you ever seen Megan Good too. Most people don't know that. Megan Good was the female in the Bentley with Chuck riding down the street.
Yeah, I didn't. I didn't know that.
But, yeah, me neither.
Yeah, this was before 21 Questions with 50 Cent. Yeah, Megan Good was in that commercial, that Reebok commercial with Chuck. That's when Chuck was like everybody. He was the doorman, and then he was on the court crossing himself over. Then at the end, it was Ian Raw on stage with Chuck and the 40 bars, but the 40 bars beat was playing throughout the whole commercial. That shit was hard as fuck.
Yeah, that shit was hard as shit. So Life After 40 Bars, I mean, that shit comes out and goes crazy. They pull a record. shut the fucking project down because people think Chuck about to show up on the basketball court with a pistol now. You know what I'm saying? They waiting for him. They wait for him to drive to the lane and pull a goddamn 45 out and shoot somebody in the face.
Right after 40 Bars was released, and then they shut us down, that it was another major, crucial hit to the crew. You know what that was?
Yeah, when Rob died.
Damn right.
Yeah.
Now, when Rob, so how did that impact you? You know what I'm saying?
Nigga, I didn't even want to work on no music. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to do that shit, because this is the thing. You know, once it was decided that Chuck wasn't gonna work on the album, and niggas was fussing, you know what I'm saying? And Chuck was like, look, y'all niggas go ahead and get it how y'all was getting it. Just go ahead, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna be able to fuck with it. And I'm like, cool. You know what I'm saying? I never had the nigga did what he could do. That's how I was on it. You know what I'm saying? Right now, you can't ask this nigga to put everything aside because we trying to get on. We was trying to get on before him. So let's just get back to that. So I had a couple of people that the lawyer that you put me on, that lawyer, Greg Moore. The only thing I remember is Lyor Cohen coming to my fucking house. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, when was this? I think I heard about this too, but go ahead.
This was before we worked on the album with Chuck. You know what I'm saying? But Chuck was involved somehow.
Uh-huh.
But he came to the crib. He had just signed DMX. And I know Ian Robb was there. Come on, I don't think he was there.
No, I wasn't there.
Chuck might have been there, or it might have been Ani or Marlon. But, you know, we all in my crib, you know, playing our shit, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, ain't nothing really come of that, you know what I'm saying? But
that's crazy though, man. That white boy be fucking on it. Whatever, yeah. Like this nigga came to your crib, bro?
He came to my crib. He was telling us how DMX ran for him with his jaw wired shut. Somebody had broke his jaw or whatever. So, you know, he talking and we playing him shit and we talking and whatever, you know what I'm saying? So he left with them. You know what I'm saying? I don't know whatever came of that. But you know, I never used to be in those meetings like that with them. They would come get me because I just be in my own. I'm working on beats and doing what I do. You know what I'm saying? These niggas is all hanging out with each other and shit. You know what I'm saying? I come out sometimes, but for real, I never would be around for those meetings and shit.
But so, look,
but you
I know it was one meeting you was at. When it was bringing up Charles Suit, goddammit. You don't remember we took that nigga on a ride?
Yeah, I remember riding around with him. You know what I'm saying?
Riding around my ass, nigga. That wasn't just no riding around. It was 500,000. It was 500,000 missing. Oh, they couldn't find it or some shit they was telling us because this was when we was recording Chuck's album, man. We was working, man, but you know, word got back that it was a 5-piece out there. And he was involved. So I know me, you, Smoke God, and the Bruiser took that boy on a tour. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I don't know if that ever got cleared up. Somebody, I think he ended up finding that.
He said the right thing because if he did say the right thing in that car ride with the Bruiser, because he was in the back. He was in the back seat with you and the Bruiser.
I know what he said. Yeah, we had his ass pinched in. I know what he said. I'm just saying after that, I think that they ended up finding that money. But so look, bringing us back up to speed to the death of Rasan and you kind of detaching from music, because this is where I'm going. Like through all these years, bro, you was the heartbeat of, for lack of you know what I'm saying, for the city, man. You know what I'm saying? With Mad Rugged, the Next Man, Catch, you know, Crew Thick as a whole, you know what I'm saying? And you got all these elite MCs, man, you know what I mean? And the movement that was created. So through Chuck getting drafted, then you make fucking 40 bars to top all that shit off. You do that. That shit is through the roof, you know what I'm saying? And they pull a plug on that. And, you know, Rasan, you know what I mean, dies. You know what I mean? And this...
At that same time, my son was born a few months later, too.
Okay, yeah.
That kind of changed things for me.
Right.
So, you know, Rod died, and then my son was born right after that. You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, you know, I got to have bread coming in. You know what I'm saying? So I just started working. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't giving up on the music, but I was like, yo, I gotta have some steady income. So when I can't, you know what I'm saying, can't run around like I was when I didn't have somebody else to worry about. So
yeah, man, I
that
felt
was my
like
mind state anyway.
I felt like, man, that was a big blow, man. Like, you know, cause you as being a sound, man, I felt that we were scrambling, man. Like, you know, it would be some dope producers, and you know, through the travels and all the shit with Bubba Chuck, you know, we met a lot of people, but it was never the same after that, man. Like,
So
we had
so
built
really,
that
it's like we
relationship.
lost two major people recruit there. We lost Rod and we lost you.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Pretty
And not
much.
in the same ways, but in the same ways as far as just having access. You know what I mean. Now, what I want to ask you is, during this time period from then until now, like, do you get that itch, man? You know what I'm saying? And if so, like, what artists or group or records make you be like, man, I'm going to put this fuck this. I'm going to pull this machine out, nigga. These niggas got me. these niggas got me fucked up, man. You know what I'm saying?
Well, of course, I listen to a lot of Griselda type shit.